What up guys, so Mizu Gaming here, aka the Mizukage. Today I'll be giving you part 2 to What If Naruto had a Geass. So, for this part of What If Naruto didn't have a Geass, I'm not writing a script. That's why the episode's shorter. But, so like if I stutter, I have to take any deep breaths. That's because I'm going all off the top of my head. I don't have nothing to read off of. So, yeah, let's get started. So where we left off, the Akatsuki have just decided that they will return on the Shadow Village and try to re-summon the Ten Tails. So the Akatsuki's first choice of action is to send out Kisame, Itachi, and Sasuke to go capture the 2 Tails, 4 Tails, and 3 Tails, knowing that all 3 of those people are fully capable of doing it. So the team of 3 head out to the Shadow Village. So basically their plan is to lead out the tailed beast and take them and take the tailed beast out of them, obviously. So the Akatsuki walk into the Shadow Village and greet the tailed beast. I'm not gonna say their names, so I'm not gonna say the Jinchuriki's name, so you're just gonna have to stick with tailed beast for now. So the Akatsuki lead them out. Then Sasuke, Kisame, and Itachi pounce on them, basically destroying them. Then they take them back to the Akatsuki hideout. Sorry guys, I had to get something to drink. So, when Sasuke, Kisame, and Itachi arrive at the Akatsuki hideout, they basically, like for a week to 2 weeks, they take out all the tailed beasts out of the 3 Jinchuriki. Now Naruto, who is the leader of the Shadow Village, is questioning, why are my fellow Jinchurikis going missing? So Naruto goes down into the Shadow Village and knocks on Sakura's door. Sakura answers and says, "What do you want, you demon?" So then Naruto would then activate his Geass and would say, "Do you know why 3 of my Jinchurikis are missing?" Sakura would then say, "No, I have no idea." Naruto would then say, "Okay." Then the Geass would go away and Sakura would be like, "So what do you want?" Naruto would then say, "Oh, I got what I came for." So Naruto would head to Sasuke's house. Sasuke would answer the door and be like, "What do you want, Naruto?" Naruto would then question Sasuke, saying, "Do you have any idea why 3 of my Jinchuriki are missing?" Sasuke would then say, "No idea." Now Naruto could just simply use his Geass on Sasuke and get the answer out of him. But Naruto is thinking ahead. What if Naruto uses his Geass on Sasuke right now? If Sasuke was to ever become an enemy, he could never use his Geass on him once again. So Naruto would then say, "Okay, Sasuke, I'll be taking my leave." So now Naruto is setting up a plan. Now Naruto knows where the Akatsuki base is at, since the Akatsuki base is based around the village. So Naruto would then put cameras and wiretaps inside the Akatsuki base. When the Akatsuki capture some more tailed beasts, let's just say the irrelevant tailed beasts, like the 7 tails, the 7 tails, 6 tails, and 5 tails. Like the only tailed beasts we're really gonna, Jinchurikis we really gonna have at the end is Naruto and Killer Bee. So the Akatsuki capture those tailed beasts. Now, Naruto, Goa, and Killer Bee are listening on the wiretaps, and they hear Pain talking to every one of the Akatsuki members, saying how we have captured 6 of the tailed beasts. We could have enough to summon the 10 tails now, but if we want it to be at max power, we need all 9. So I want you guys, every single Akatsuki member, to raid the shadow villages. Raid the shadow village. And they would all agree. Now the 3 people sitting there would be like, so I guess it's war. So Naruto would then call every single villager to the middle of the shadow village. Then Naruto would say, it seems as the Akatsuki have betrayed our village, so it will be war. Yamato, I want you to set up a wood wall around the village. Kakashi, I want you to set up a lightning barrier above the village. And Sakura, I want you to punch tiny holes in the ground, so if the Akatsuki do get through that, they'll fall. All 3 say yes sir, and they head out to do their duties. Now, Naruto knew one day this would happen. So Naruto would then lead all the villagers to the back of the shadow village. When Naruto would go to a tree, activate his Geass and look into the tree, then suddenly the tree would begin to open, and then there would be a narrow hallway going down. Then at the bottom of the stairway there would be a door. Once you open the door, there would be this big white area around 100 meters wide. And what was in this secret base, you could say, it was a whole bunch of big robots called nightmares. Now, some nightmares were better than most. Better than some. Some were worse than some. But all that matters is that they all walked and were capable of saving a human life. So Naruto would then say, everybody get into a robot, but save the white and the red one in the middle. I have 2 people I have assigned for those nightmares. So each villager would get inside of the robots, or nightmares. I'm just gonna call them nightmares. And Naruto would say, I have built an underground garage for each of your nightmares in every single house, so please go keep them there. Now each villager would have left already and have parked their nightmares. So then there would be 2 people left standing there and 2 nightmares. The 2 nightmares left would be called the Lancelot and the Goron Mark II. These 2 nightmares were the most enhanced nightmares out of all of them. See, the Goron's special ability is it had this thing called a radiant wave soldier. Basically, it can incinerate everything it touches in its left hand. And it has the option to equip wings to fly, obviously. Then, the Lancelot has the most upgraded system out of all of the nightmares. It moves the fastest, has the best agilities, and has this thing equipped called the Flare. The Flare is basically a nuke that can be shot out of the arm of the Lancelot. Now, but for the flare to be fired, Naruto has the controller on him at all times. So Naruto needs to press the button for the flare for it to fire. Now, the two people driving these things, in the red one, it would be Gar. And in the Lancelot, it would be Tintin. Now, Naruto knew he could trust Gar with the gun, since the Gar is like basically is better than the Lancelot. But Naruto put Tintin in charge of the Lancelot, knowing she's a weapons specialist, so she'll be able to walk the Lancelot to his best abilities. So Naruto explains all the abilities of the Gar and the Lancelot to Tintin and Gar, and tells them how they have a special hangar in the east of the Shadow Village to park the nightmares. So now, Naruto, Gar, and Killer Bee, the three village leaders, will sit there and wait for the Akatsuki to make its next move. So, the Akatsuki have just arrived to the village gate. So, Pain begins to float above the village, and he tries, but it gets blocked, and Pain suddenly gets electrocuted. It's like, they must have found us and set up barriers before he could get there. Kisame, Itachi, Sasuke, and Sasui are trying to get through the front of the village, but it's a ceiling tag so strong they all can't get through with their combined power. Now Sasuke has an idea. Sasuke would then tell Itachi, we both will go into our Susanors and shoot both of our strongest Susanoo attacks at the ceiling tag. Kisame, you'll use your greatest water jutsu, and Sasui, you use your greatest puppet jutsu, and we will all shoot at the same time, supposedly to break the barrier. Now, they would agree, and then, boom, there's a huge explosion through the Shadow Village. The entrance is blown open, but when the smoke clears, the first thing they see are millions of robots, and then they look up. There's two robots in the air, and the Katsuki's like, we might have one for our money. And that's where I'm gonna end What If Naruto Had a Geass Part 2. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Turn on post notifications. And Mizukage signing off.